The reason mental health information online is so often inaccurate is rooted in the way the digital ecosystem rewards speed, simplicity, and emotional impact, three things that rarely align with clinical truth. At first glance, the internet feels like an empowering place for learning about psychology. You can look up symptoms instantly, find people who relate to your struggles, or watch videos that break down complicated ideas in a friendly way. There's real value in that accessibility. For someone who has never talked about their emotions before, even a short video or relatable post can serve as the first spark of self-recognition. It can encourage people to pay attention to their well-being, question unhealthy patterns, or feel less alone. That part of online mental health culture is genuinely positive. But the warnings are far more significant, and they stem from the way algorithms decide what people see. Social platforms boost content that gets reactions, shock, empathy, fear, or excitement, not content that is vetted or accurate. This system naturally pushes misinformation to the top. A dramatic TikTok about a rare disorder will spread faster than a slow, nuanced explainer from a licensed professional. A punchy, 10 signs you have trauma video will outperform a researcher's cautious discussion about symptom variants. Algorithms amplify whatever keeps people scrolling, and mental health content becomes entertainment instead of education. The consequence is a flood of posts that oversimplify or distort complex topics, making it easy for people to misinterpret normal stress as clinical illness or treat serious disorders like personality quirks. Oversimplified self-help hacks are another pattern that fuels inaccuracy. Advice that promises instant calm, instant healing, or instant confidence spreads because it's comforting and shareable. People want quick solutions, especially when they're struggling. But real mental health care is rarely quick. Telling someone to drink water, do shadow work, or cut out toxic people might sound empowering, yet these hacks ignore the deeper psychological and social factors at play. Worse, they can shift responsibility onto the individual in harmful ways, implying that if someone is still anxious or depressed, they simply aren't trying hard enough. These shortcuts can give false hope at first, and then produce guilt or shame when they inevitably fail. There is also danger in viral therapy trends that trick people into thinking they have mastered techniques that require training. TikTok trends like trauma dumping, glimmers, parts work, attachment styles, or nervous system resets often start with kernels of truth, but quickly evolve into distorted versions of actual therapeutic methods. A therapy tool designed for structured clinical use becomes a loosely defined buzzword that people wield without understanding its purpose or limits. Teens and young adults, especially, end up diagnosing themselves or labeling their relationships based on incomplete information. Someone who is shy may suddenly believe they have a disorganized attachment style. Someone who had a bad week might label themselves as burned out or dissociating, without knowing what those terms clinically mean. These misinterpretations don't just cause confusion, they can delay real help and create a sense of identity around symptoms that may not be accurate. Still, it's important to acknowledge why online mental health content becomes so appealing. Many people don't have access to therapy or don't feel safe talking about their feelings in their families or communities. The internet offers anonymity, relatability, and a sense of belonging. It gives people language for emotions they've been carrying silently. It democratizes psychological knowledge, even if imperfectly. And sometimes, imperfect information is better than no information at all, especially when it motivates someone to seek real care. The challenge is steering people toward safer, more reliable sources. Encouraging digital literacy is key, helping users learn to question whether the creator is qualified, whether the content sounds too simple to be true, or whether the advice applies universally. People should be reminded that mental health is incredibly individual and that an algorithm is not a diagnostic tool. Clinical professionals, reputable organizations, and evidence-based platforms can offer guidance without the sensationalism of viral content. The goal is not to shame people for seeking answers online. It's to help them navigate the digital landscape with caution. Because mental health information can empower, but it can also mislead. And when the topic is as fragile and personal as the human mind, accuracy isn't just a preference, it's a necessity. The internet can be a starting point, a way to spark curiosity or recognize early signs of struggle. But it cannot replace trained clinicians, nuanced evaluation, or thoughtful, personalized care. The promise of online mental health advice is real, yet the dangers are just as real, and understanding both sides is the only way to use the digital world responsibly.